What's up, everybody? Coach Michael Album here with the Roofstock Academy. I'm back in California, in Sacramento. Just got back from a couple weeks of Portugal. It was really, really nice. So I want to talk to everybody today about how you can get started with $1,000 investing in real estate. And there are a couple different ways. You may have seen some videos or heard people talk about no money down investing, and that's a really great tactic if you understand what you're doing. But if you have $1,000 and you want to go about investing in a more traditional sense, some things to think about. One is you could put the money in the stock market and look to grow that capital into a more substantial down payment. Another way is you could simply continue saving, which I know isn't sexy, it's not exciting, but it might allow you to have that capital, preserve that capital, and grow it over time. Now, you might be sitting here thinking, well, Michael, the video is called How to Invest with $1,000 in Real Estate or something similar to that. So tell us how to do that. Don't tell us to save our money in the bank or under our mattress. Well, you could always partner with someone. And this is something that I think a lot of people don't recognize or fail to recognize, is that you can go partner with someone who has what you don't. And so whether that's capital, experience, time, deals, you can bring something to the table that they don't have. Maybe they've got the money and the experience, but they don't have the time to go look for deals. So this could be a great opportunity for you to bring that person a deal and get in on the action. And how you structure that partnership is well beyond the scope of this video. But just think about bringing other people into the fold. You got $1,000, might not be enough to get your down payment in a traditional rental. So maybe you need to go about it through a different sense. So look to find people that have what you don't, and they are also seeking to find someone that has what they don't. So another thing you could think about doing is something called seller financing. Now, seller financing is basically where the seller of the property acts as the bank. So in the traditional sense, you'll go to a bank if you're using a mortgage when you buy a property and say, okay, bank, I'm putting down 20%, I need you to put down the other 80%, and now you own the property. Well, with seller financing, you can forget the bank entirely and just replace that with your seller and say, okay, seller, I'll give you $1,000 down, and you are gonna act as my bank, and I will pay you a mortgage. And you decide what the terms of price and interest rate needs to be. But this is a really great way to get into a property for very little money, potentially no money down. And that's a lot of what those no money down podcasts, books, lectures talk about, is how do we utilize what's already in place? And that's the seller's property and seller's potential equity to work for us. So if you can find a property that still cash flows, it'll cover the mortgage payment, it'll cover all of the expenses associated with the property, and still pay the seller whatever that mortgage payment looks like, this can be a really, really great way to get into a property. So to recap, let's talk about the 4 different ways that I know of that are really potential awesome ways to get invested with $1,000. One is put it in the stock market. Let that puppy grow, and hopefully it doesn't go the other direction. Now, it's important to remember stocks go up and they can go down. So this needs to be $1,000 that you're potentially okay losing. So if you're okay to gamble a little bit with it, put it in the stock market, because yeah, it can go up, but remember, it can also go down. 2 is simply just continue saving. Put it into a savings account. Look to get some kind of minor return on those dollars until you have enough of a down payment. 3rd is partnering with someone. Go look to find someone that has what you don't. So again, if you have $1,000 to start with, go find someone who has excess money, but maybe not excess time, experience, or deals. Go fill in the void for them, and they can be that symbiotic relationship for you. And lastly, consider seller financing. So again, if this is a topic that's new for you, definitely go get educated on what that looks like and how to execute it. But just know that it's essentially the seller is your bank. So you can look up how to structure that deal, what those terms could be. But the nice thing is your imagination is really what sets the terms. It's between you and the seller. So whatever you can agree to, you can make happen. So thanks so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We look forward to seeing you in the next one, and happy investing.